What are consumer defensive stocks and how can they protect your portfolio and your money during the next recession? Let's talk about it. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my channel before, you haven't seen my videos before, my name is Ethan. And one of the things that I like to do is to help people with their finances and financial education, because we just don't learn enough about that stuff from our parents or schools or on the job. And it's kind of up to each and every one of us to learn on our own and from each other. So I want to help in whatever way I can, help people learn more about investing, about finances in whatever way I can. Today, I'm going to be talking about what are called consumer defensive stocks. And the reason I want to talk about this is I think it's so important to consider investing in consumer defensive stocks to prevent or protect yourself against some of the downside risks or losses that you could experience in the next recession. Now, I know next recession, that whole term, we don't know when the next recession is going to come. The whole definition of what the next recession is or when it's going to happen, nobody really knows what it's going to look like or where it's going to come. We know that recessions are a normal part of an economy. We've gone through the longest bull run or good times in the U.S. economy in our history. So we are due for one. We just don't know when. A lot of people are worried about one happening soon, like in November or December before the end of this year, or maybe early next. But everybody, a lot of people in the investment community are a little bit on edge as to where things are going to go, because we all see that prices of stocks are basically at all-time highs, and we're worried about what might happen to our investments. It sucks to lose money when you invest in the stock market or anything, and none of us wants to see that happen, but at the end of the day, everyone is going to lose a little bit of something in one way or another when things go south in the economy, just because it's so hard to prevent against that. There's not a whole lot you can do to prevent some loss. What you should be trying to do, and what we all want to do, is try to figure out a way to minimize our losses in the downturns of the economic crashes and the recessions that do come through on a regular basis. So one of the things that I think is important if you are in the stock market is to understand what are consumer defensive stocks. Consumer defensive stocks are simply things that, let me explain it this way. They're basically things that we all use on a regular basis, regardless of how well the economy is doing. In the good times of the economy, we spend our money on a lot of things that we wouldn't need to. We'll go out and buy the newest smartphone, the newest TV. But when times are tough, when we've lost our jobs, or we are in danger of losing our jobs, or maybe our pay got cut a little bit, we're not going to go out, we're not going to spend money like we normally would when things were good. And so some of those luxury type purchases kind of go out the door when things get bad. But there are things that we always buy that really are the stuff of life. And those are really what the consumer defensive stocks are really all about. They're things like some of the defensive stocks include things like Coca-Cola or Procter & Gamble or Colgate-Palmolive, and those are the companies that produce. They'll make the soda. We're always going to drink Coke and sodas when the economy is good or bad, and everybody needs Kleenex and toilet paper and toothpaste to get by. You buy the same amount whether there are good times or bad times. Now, the nice thing about a lot of the consumer defensive stocks is not only are they based on the things that we continuously buy, that we continuously utilize in our life, but they also are dividend paying stocks. And if you don't know what dividends are, they're essentially checks that you get every quarter. It's usually every 3 months. It can be a little bit different with some of the different companies, but generally every quarter you get a portion of the profits that those companies have realized during their business operations. So the companies, when they're profitable during a quarter, will pay out some of those profits to the shareholders, and that's what a dividend payment is. And so the consumer defensive stocks are dividend paying stocks. And I think that's so important in an economic downturn, because even if the value of your stock portfolio, the I guess let's call it book value or the paper value or the theoretical value of your stock market portfolio, if you had to sell today, might go down in price if we have an economic recession. It's going that price that you see only actually matters if you need to go sell it. So I like to look at and go, okay, well, I don't need to sell today or in the near future, so I'm not going to worry so much about the price. And I tend to be somebody who focuses on investing in dividend stocks, because I like that ongoing, that regular cash flow that comes from those dividend payments related to those stocks. And so I look at it and I from a different perspective, and I go, okay, well, when the economy crashes the next time, when next time we go into recession, next time the stock market takes a dive, I'm not going to worry about the total value of my portfolio. That's just the theoretical paper value if I were to sell it today, because I don't intend on selling it. I'm going to focus really on what I'm getting in terms of dividends. And I know that, you know, when the stock market or the economy slows down or tanks in some manner, that the dividend payments could slow down a little bit, because companies might not be as profitable every year, every quarter as they were when things were good. I understand that. Everybody understands that. And so I expect that some of the dividend payments would be reduced, you know, during economic hard times. But I think a lot of the solid companies that have been around for a long time, companies like Coca-Cola, Colgate-Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, they're going to be around in 50 years. So I don't worry about those companies going out of business in an economic recession or downturn of some kind. So that's essentially what consumer defensive stocks are. They are stocks that really provide, companies that provide the things that we basically use on a day-to-day basis in our lives, things that we really can't get by without, or at least life wouldn't be as comfortable without toilet paper and Kleenex and toothpaste and deodorant and all the basics of life, right? We could get by without them, but it wouldn't be a very pleasant life. So the people are going to buy those things in good times and in bad times. So that's what the consumer defensive stocks are all about. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys learned something from this. If you weren't already aware of what consumer defensive stocks are, the financial world is full of a ton of lingo, and it's not always easy to understand, especially if you're new to investing, new to finance. I'll be doing a number of videos where I take you through what some of the lingo means and try to demystify that. There's a lot that I'm learning, because the finance and investing, they are their own worlds, man. They're extremely complex, but I'm learning every day, every month, every year. I've learned a lot over the past 20 years, and I continue to learn on a regular basis. So always learn in life. That's always a great thing to do, especially if you're putting your money on the line in investments. Always be a learner. That's so important. Anyway, I will wrap this video up here, but I wanted to thank you guys for watching this video, taking some of your time from it. I know time is precious, and so I wanted to thank you for doing that. If you found this content useful, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll have a number of other videos that I'm coming out with on investing as well. So until I see you guys next time, I wish you all the best of luck in everything that you pursue, all of your dreams, all your goals. Take care. Good luck. We'll see you around.